Zack Snyder's Justice League finally premiered on HBO Max last week, and fans have been busy discussing and dissecting the film in the days since its debut. It doesn't come as much of a surprise that some of the biggest and most noteworthy moments in the film have to do with its nightmare sequences. The biggest nightmare sequence comes during the epilogue and focuses on a handful of players from the DCEU. The sequence sees the ragtag group doing their best to sneak across a hazy, broken dystopian landscape, which looks to be the same one glimpsed briefly during Batman vs. Superman's nightmare sequence. It's during the Snyder Cut's nightmare scene that Ben Affleck's Batman has his first on-screen interaction with Jared Leto's Joker. The conversation that takes place between the two characters not only takes up most of the scene's runtime, but is also loaded with references to other DCEU films and storylines. For example, he knows exactly what it's like to lose someone he loves. You know, like a father, like a mother, like an adopted son. Isn't that right, Batman? That's the line, spoken by Joker, that kicks off the conversation between him and Batman in the film. The line references 3 of the moments that proved to be the most formative for the Affleck version of Batman, with the first 2 obviously being the deaths of his father and mother. The third moment, however, is one that has not been shown on screen yet, but was briefly referenced during Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. The moment in question is the death of Robin, Batman's sidekick and so-called adopted son. The character's death was referenced when Affleck's caped crusader is seen staring at a Robin suit in a glass case. The words, "Haha, joke's on you, Batman," were seen spray painted onto the suit, heavily implying that the DCEU's Robin had in fact been killed by Leto's Joker. While the nightmare scene's reference to Robin is notable, the conversation between the two characters doesn't end with Joker just throwing Robin's death in Batman's face again. Instead, Batman responds by referencing the death of Harley Quinn, an event that hasn't happened on screen yet and is implied to have occurred sometime in between the present-day events of Zack Snyder's Justice League and the future shown in its final nightmare sequence. Batman describes how Harley died in his arms, and with her last breath, demanded that he kill Joker slowly, a request that Bruce says he still fully intends to fulfill. While it's unclear why exactly Harley wanted Batman to kill the Joker, it's possible to infer, given their breakup in last year's Birds of Prey, that not even the end of the world could manage to heal Harley and Mr. J's relationship in the DCEU.
I am not someone who is loved. I'm an idea.
One of the biggest ways Joker tries to emotionally manipulate Batman throughout the nightmare sequence is referencing Bruce's apparent role in creating the dystopian future. Joker says, "You need me to help you undo this world you created by letting her die." Who is the her he's referencing? None other than Lois Lane. Zack Snyder has been candid about the role Lois Lane's death was supposed to play in his overall DCEU plans. Essentially, Lois's death would have been the thing that allowed Darkseid to take control of Superman and use him to bring about the ruined world seen in Justice League's nightmare scenes. That means it's Lois's body that Superman is seen holding during the film's earlier nightmare sequence. And according to Snyder, Lois's death would have been the result of Batman failing to sacrifice himself to save her. That's why the Joker blames Batman for Lois's death and the apocalyptic scenario as a whole. But the most important part of the scene is that it shows 2 bitter enemies forced to work together in the most extreme of circumstances, regardless of their shared history and the taunts they lob at each other. That's how dire the situation has become. Things are so hopeless that Batman is willing to work with the Joker in order to defeat a Superman gone bad. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite comic book moments are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.